I do not claim to be, nor have I ever claimed to be, a wilderness, survival, hunting, or firearms teacher or instructor. The actions portrayed in my videos are meant for entertainment purposes only and should not be used for any educational purposes. If you seek further wilderness, survival, hunting, or firearm education, find a school near you and join a class. The following content contains hunting scenes, firearm usage, and cooking of raw meats. Viewer discretion is advised. So I'm up here at Rich Mountain, WMA this morning. Gonna try to do a little squirrel hunting. Just outside of Cherry Log. It's like 9:30. Usually I'd expect to see a lot of people out here, but it's the middle of the week, and this is also kind of it's not the easiest place to get to. There's a couple places coming up. I had issues with the RAV4. One spot in particular caught me pretty hard, but we made it work. And today I'm going to be using a 16 gauge. It's an older gun I picked up last trapping season. Haven't really gotten to hunt with it yet, so we're going to be trying that today. See what we can figure out. My two main goals, I got three. My three goals are for today is to kill a squirrel, cook the squirrel, and then also I'm gonna try to summit Rich Mountain, which is a little ways from here. I think I do all this by 3. I need to be back to my car by 3, so I can leave here to be back 45 minutes to an hour away to pick up my kids. Shouldn't be too bad. We'll see. And here's my old 16. It's Ivor and Johnson's Arms and Cycle Works. Picked this gun up for like $100. It was on the shelf at a gun store. The guy said it hadn't been shot and he didn't know how long, and he would advise not shooting it. I brought it home, cleaned it up real good, bought some ammo for it, and this was back whenever there was quite a big ammo shortage, so I actually had to order it from Bass Pro. Shot it, shoots fine. It's got a full choke barrel. It's a forged full choke, so I can't change it. It's got a pattern about the size of a 410, maybe a little bit bigger coming out the end. But I think some bird load would probably do pretty good for squirrels today. So stay tuned, we'll see what we can do. So you can see here, the gate's closed. Pretty rough getting up and out of here. Sounds like I can hear some water over here on the left, but I ain't sure. And like I said, it doesn't look like too many people frequent this area. I do think that's a creek bottom down there. So I've only been walking a minute. Over there somewhere, I can hear one barking. I guess I should pursue him. That's what I came here for. I'm gonna wait on getting that guy. He's still barking. See another one of these feral hog signs up here. Looks like it might open up a little. So with that squirrel barking, that tells me that there's more out here. Looks like I see a cage. Well, doesn't look like their trap's working too well. The gate's open on that side. There's corn in there. Feed. Who knows how long it's been here. It's a cool little area. Kind of worried. It's like looks like sort of a dead end here. But I'm thinking maybe he goes straight through there. Yeah, this looks like the old road, but damn is it grown up. Opens back up a little bit. It's eerily quiet out here today. If you just stop and listen for a second. This is the type of environment I was looking for, hardwoods. This is where you're gonna find the squirrels up out of that river bottom. I think I heard a little one barking over here on the right up the hill. I'm wondering if this road scouts on around, skirts around the mountain here. Him. He just happened to sneak right up on me. So now I gotta climb up there and get him. Shouldn't be too bad. Yep, got him. First old tree rat of the day down. Cool. Alright, where'd he go? I just threw him right here. Oh, there he is. Alright, I'm gonna derobe out of this hoodie. It's starting to get hot. And then we'll see. We'll keep on walking on for a little bit before I clean him. Try to get him on the fire. I got a lighter, but I left my fire starter in the car, so hopefully I can come up with a way. Everything looks pretty wet. I don't know if I can get a fire started or not, but we'll try. Alright, we covered that sucker, but I'm sure I woke the woods up with that shot, so he may be the only one of the day from this area, which is fine. I've got him tied on the back of the bag right now. We're gonna keep on walking up through here. Actually, I just see another squirrel. Hold on to that thought. I don't know where he went. He just ran across that tree right in front of us down this hill. I think I see him moving. Oh, that was a bird. So we're not too far up from where I just killed that other squirrel. Actually, I'm right here at this same blowdown. I'd stopped and waited for a little bit to see if I could hear them, and I can hear stuff way down in the valley, and I can hear stuff way up on this hill over here, up in the very top. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and clean this guy up, and I'm gonna come right here by where my gun's at. I'm gonna clear out a space, and I'm gonna try to get a little fire started. So I did bring my skinning knife, and this knife has skinned its fair share of animals. Last season, cleaned a deer, cleaned several coyotes, raccoons, several squirrels from last year. But I'm gonna try something a little different today. This is a Leatherman multi-tool. I keep it on me all the time. It's got a knife blade in it that I keep razor sharp, and it locks, so that's pretty nice. But I'm gonna try to use this today and see if and how capable it is of cleaning that guy up that just fell. Just because I keep it in my pocket, I want to make sure that it works. I mean, it works for normal daily stuff, but you know, in the event that I'm stuck out in the woods or something and I have this, I'd like to be able to know that it's going to be usable. Now, if you've watched any of the Alone shows, there was a guy on there who cleaned a whole moose with one of these, and he had to keep sharpening it and stuff, so I'm sure it's doable, but I just wanted to give it a go today and see what happens. All right, so I finished cleaning the squirrel, and I've washed the meat off, and then I've come and I kicked the dirt out so that I didn't have to worry about catching the woods on fire. And these rocks were in the area, so I grabbed them, put them there, just to help be a barrier. And then I went around and I gathered up my sticks, tinder pile, little bigger, biggest, bigger, or bigger, biggest. Anyways, now the deal with this is I don't want to create a fire. I don't want to create a bonfire. I just want a small smoke, generally smokeless, hot burning fire, just to cook this meat, get it done, and then it'll be easier to put out and less of a worry once I leave here that it might catch the woods on fire or something. And now it is overcast today, and there's a good possibility that it may rain at some point, so that makes me a little more easy going about leaving this fire after I get done with it. But generally speaking, people build fires in the woods all the time, and it's okay as long as you practice good fire building techniques and you make sure the fire's out before you leave. Now there's good dirt here and these rocks that I can smother it with, and there shouldn't be that many coals. A lot of people like to use the coals to cook. I'm just going to use the heat of the fire. Go ahead and singe this meat up. They're small pieces, it shouldn't take long, and see what it tastes like. Stay tuned. So I left my whole fire kit in my other bag in the car. I was supposed to remind myself to grab it before I get in the car, or before I got on this walk this morning, but here's what I do have. It's just a lighter wrapped in duct tape, but it's wrapped around there probably 5, 6, 7 times. I don't know, there might be 10 feet, 12 feet of it. It's good fire tinder. Just pull it off, rip a little bit, ball it up, light it on fire. It'll burn hot, give you enough time to get some tinder over the top of it, let the tinder catch on. Maybe a little bit more difficult today since the wood I'm working with is pretty wet. It's rained here like the majority of the past week, so all the wood's wet. But again, it's just a regular old Bic lighter with duct tape wrapped around the bottom, probably 5 or 6 turns, 10 or 12 feet of tape. It is good fire tinder, plus it doubles if you have a hole in your boot, or if your pack strap breaks, you can tape it, or a poncho has a hole in it, or a rain fly has a hole in it. Anything that you can imagine, this tape can be used for. So I've gotten into the habit of wrapping all of my lighters, and I have probably 8 or 10 lighters in the console of my car. Whenever I get out to do something, I just grab one out, make sure it works, and then come on with it. And speaking of rain, if I'm not mistaken, I'm feeling a little mist coming in now, so this should get pretty interesting. Doesn't have to be anything special, just something that you can hold on to while you light it on fire. So literally while I'm trying to start a fire, the squirrel comes down, starts yelling at me. Now I hear another one over here on the right. So I'm fixing to get me 2 or 3 more squirrels right here. Y'all stay tuned. Alright, so the duct tape and the leaves worked. That little squirrel that was barking at me, I got up to go chase him, and I did see him, but he was gone shortly after. And so thankfully the leaves I put on have burned off pretty quickly, and for the most part we have a very small smoke, which is what I want. The last thing I need is search and rescue coming up here, or Forest Service coming up here thinking that there's a fire in the middle of the woods. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these 2 sticks, and this one's already kind of flat right here. I'm going to put them together like this. I'm going to use this rope to make leverage. And what I'll do is I'll put this meat in here like this. And I'll use this rope to leverage down on the meat to keep it tight, like this. So now the fire's going pretty decently. And I went and gathered up a little bit more wood. Hopefully this will be enough to get me through here. Alright, this was that first piece that I cooked. Still a little red on the inside, but good for me. It's good. Should have been cooked a little bit longer, but it's good meat. Let's see how this big piece turned out. Meat's a little more cooked than it, but it's good. Looks like good white meat. And just as a funny, it actually does taste like chicken. It's good though. Now we're gonna let this fire burn down a little bit more, and I'm gonna put it all the way out, and then we're gonna pack our bags up and we're gonna walk on up through the mountains some more. Maybe try to get us another squirrel before I gotta start heading back, but I'm pretty stoked. Alright, so right there's where I had the fire a while ago. It's where I cooked, and I mean, most normal people walking through here probably wouldn't even notice that there was a fire there. And that's what I strive for, is to, you know, if there's not an established fire ring and I make one, I try to make it back to what it was before I built it. So I'll call that one a success. So I went up the trail about a quarter to half a mile. Could hear water down here off in the valley, so I skirted down here to see. Pretty awesome little water source. Looks like we're pretty close to the spring here that forms it. this guy for a while. Pretty close to him. I still don't have eyes on him yet. Looks like over there on the top of that ridge, it opens up. I may try to ease that way, because now he's not barking anymore. You guys seen? Killed the one squirrel, cleaned it up, ate it. I put a shot on a second squirrel on the walk back. Same scenario as the first one. He ran out in front of me, probably about 40 yards out. Put a shot on him. I know it hit him. He jumped, and he ran up a tree. And then I started looking for him. Walked around, looked all around the tree. Best thing I can guess is I didn't get a good shot on him. Maybe it just stunned him a little. He ran up the tree, or I got a good shot on him. He ran up the tree and he's gonna end up dying up in the tree. There's some kind of scat. I'm not really sure. I didn't see that on the way up. But I also wasn't walking on the side of the road. So anyways, now we're headed back to the car. Then we still got to drive off of this mountain, and shouldn't be too bad. It actually should be easier to drive out than it was to drive in. But we'll see. So I made it back almost to the car. It's right over there. I can see the top of it. But I heard what sounded like a pretty decent waterfall right back here. So I figured I'd come check it out. I'm kind of glad I did. Just found a old turtle shell. So that'll be good to add to my collection for can make another bowl out of it. A little bit further back up in here than what I thought. Straight up bushwhacking. Looks like it drops a lot of elevation right down through this valley, so water sounds like it's moving pretty good. Pretty cool. Little valley right down through there. That's got to be the same creek that's running from up behind the hog pen. Although it crossed under the road at one point, so I'm actually not sure. It's cool though. I figured it was something bigger. It's amazing how much sound that water puts off like that. Could hear it all the way back over here at the car. Made it back to the car. Now we get to try to drive. Back up the road, down the road, whatever you want to call it. So stay tuned for that.
Just a good old boy. Beats all you never saw, and in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Raising the curve, climbing the hill. Someday the mountain might get over the wall. Taking the way, the only way they know how.
That's pretty much it for the roughest stuff. That part you just watched coming down. It's probably the roughest part of the road. There's still a little bit left, but not much. I guess that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Actually, you guys need to check. You guys need to see this. So, give me just a second. I'm gonna stop right here. This is pretty cool. This is the rock quarry. Starts way over there, and that water is as blue as it looks. It's like a aqua teal blue color. They're doing some work way up there. I've heard of people swimming in this water before, but I've never seen anybody in it, and there's no trespassing signs everywhere. But it goes way on down through there. Keep out. Anyways, that'll be it.